All right. Okay. This is a weird one, but it's kind of weird enough that I actually liked it. I played it, I would say quite a bit. At one time, I guess that would be the best way to say it. It wasn't one that you found in a lot of the arcades, at least in upstate New York where I was. We had it at our Just Fun arcade in the mall, and Pleiades, which was I thought a lot more difficult and wasn't around as often, so I didn't get to play that as much, and I didn't like it as much. Pleiades for some reason kind of reminded me of Satan's Hollow. It was one of those like this game. Everything's so thin, and you can only shoot one thing at a time, except for on this level. So I'm contradicting myself. But these were just clunky, like the difference between Galaxian and Galaga. And we will play Galaga because Galaga was actually the game that I was really good at one time. Never compete or anything like that. I was never even remotely that good, but I could roll Galaga, which it did not the player 2 thing or something, but I could roll Galaga and have a lot of ships left over. So, because I would always quit after I rolled it. But anyway, that's a different game, different time. I'll talk about that kind of stuff here. But so it was these kind of games that I didn't like. I just didn't like them as much because there was just something about the I don't know, the AAA guys of back in the day who were, Williams and Atari, Taito, Namco. I mean, I know I'm leaving ones out, so I'm not doing it on purpose. It's just I just don't know this shit like a lot of people do. I'm not a nerd or a geek about this stuff. And the fact that I don't know whether it would be a nerd or a geek tells you that I'm not a nerd or a geek. I'm just an old fart that was there when this dinosaur shit first hatched. I'm like the old dude in Jurassic Park, I was there for each and every one. I turned 13 in 1981, and I graduated from college in 1990, so I was a true product of the 80s. Oof, I was almost killed there. And I also don't like the way this thing scores. I mean, look at that. I just killed the first thing. I'm in, I think, level 6, and I've got 4,500 points. I mean, when did they set the scoring for this? I don't think Carter was still president, so it was, there we go. So it wasn't score inflation or deflation. Oh shit! So they tend to shit on you right there, and when you use your shield, it paralyzes you while the shield's on, and then right after the shield goes. So if you do it to help yourself, if you do it too late, you'll actually freeze yourself to get the last part of the shit that you were hitting your shield to prevent yourself from getting hit by in the first place. So I don't mind this one, and then I don't mind it's the boss level, I guess you would call it now. It was just like there, I had to freeze, even though you can use your shield strategically to kill the big birds and the little birds. I'll see if I can see it. But I'm certainly not here to give anybody tips on any game. I was never that guy by any stretch of the imagination. I just love video games. And something that I understand, when my kids love video games so much, especially my son. It's great. It's a great stretch of the imagination, and we didn't have all the stuff. I mean, this was it was everything. A 2600 that you guys will laugh about today. Back when it was a VCS or whatever the fuck they want to sit there and retro people want to call it, so that they can put that on a box and sell it to old farts like me who will pay for that shit because we were there when it was happening. But not all of us will. Some of us will, though. And I, again, forgot what I was talking about. Oh, shit! certainly wasn't about how well I held my temper or my tongue. You remember where your kids got it from when you start playing this shit again. Oh, come on, Kevin. You saw that. It was zigging that way and you ran right the fuck into it and now you're done. Good job. Fuck.